How you doing, folks? Scott here with Dorsten Custom Firearms. Coming back with you. We are in our new location in Sheridan, Wyoming. We are still getting a little set up. We got the machines in place. We got the power going. We're waiting on the FFL. However, in the meantime, I thought I'd do a little video here. Today we're talking about tools. And specifically, we are talking about screwdriver sets for gunsmithing. Okay? As a gunsmith, I see a lot of guns come across my bench, and you would not believe how many of them have goobered up screws on them, all because people are using the wrong type of screwdriver bit. So today we're going to take a look at a couple of the sets that are out on the market, and we're going to go over the differences between your ordinary, these type of ones, the Craftsman, your Cobalts, your Huskies, the things you get at your local hardware store. If you're using these on your guns, stop. These are not for guns. These are for working on your car. These are for working around the house. They are not for guns. Stop using them. I'll go over why in a few minutes. So we're going to go over a couple of sets. Some of them was pretty much in gunsmithing. So for the professionals, there's really only two sets that you're going to see people using. The first one is probably the most common one you see for beginners. It's also like the most common one you'll see when you do a Google search on screwdriver bit sets. The first one is the one you're going to see the most, and that'd be the Wheeler Engineering. So we're going to go over those ones, and then we're going to go over the preferred set, my preferred set, and most gunsmiths' preferred set, which is the Brownells set. And I'm going to show you some of the differences and some of the selections and stuff like that. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to bring it down here. Okay. So, here is the Wheeler Engineering set. Sorry, my enunciation there. I got this one before I started gunsmithing school. It's one of those things where you do a search for screwdriver bits, and this one came up, and the price was right. I think it was around $50 then. It's not much more than $50 now. And I thought it was going to be a good set. It's like, oh, this is like great. It's got all these bits. This is all I'm ever going to need. Well, I was wrong. But let's get into this kit. You can see the amount of dust on it. I don't use it anymore. It's actually, I had to dig it out from underneath behind a bench where I shoved it to get it out of the way. There's a few bits missing, and mostly because those broke. So yeah, well, let's get into it. So first off, your screwdrivers rather, they got the rubber grip on them. They're comfortable. It's comfortable to use. However, I'll say that I've seen guys that use these longer than I have, and this rubber starts to peel off and fall apart. Yeah, it's not a great set. It's not great. It's comfortable when you're in your hand, but for long-term use, it's not that great. In fact, this one you can see that's how shiny it is. That's just the rubber breaking down. It's actually, I was surprised when I pulled it out. It's kind of disgusting. Yeah, so there's that. Okay, the Wheeler Engineering set is made in China. Okay. Now I know there's a lot of tools these days that are made in China. Some are good, some are bad. These ones are not great. So the issue I have, in fact, here's a broken bit right here. So the thinner bits, they break really easy. Now, okay, some of them, they're designed to break easier than the screw because you'd rather have the screw stay intact and break the screwdriver bit rather than break the screw and save the screwdriver bit. Some of the Brownells ones are specifically designed that way, but those are usually used on screws that don't have a lot of torque on them to begin with. But you know, this is actually not a bad starter set, and if you're on a budget and you're looking to get started and you just want something to get you going, I would prefer to see people using this one over, you know, your Craftsman screwdrivers and stuff like this. Couple of the drawbacks. I don't know what their warranty is on these. I haven't really been able to find out what the warranty is. However, when you break one, I have no idea where to send it to. If you break one, you need it replaced, I have no idea where to send it to. I have no idea who to contact. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of information there on that. Generally, you'll see this one offered at Midway USA. I think Brownells does offer it, but they don't really advertise it a lot, and I bet you they're not selling too many of them. Just because why would they? I mean, they have such a much better set of their own. So, you know, it did say in the package when I first got it, lifetime warranty. But again, it's like, where do you send it to? Who do you contact? I mean, you can contact, like I got this set from Midway USA, and I suppose I could contact them, but they don't sell the individual bits, so I don't know if they have warranty replacement bits or not. I mean, I don't know. And that's the other thing. I mean, this is all of the bits you'll get with that set, and there ain't no more. You know, they don't have the huge wide selection. So, but like I said, if you're starting out and you're on a budget, it is not a bad set to start with. Okay, so let's go to the Brownells. Okay, now this one is the set I was issued when I started gunsmithing school. When you go to the Colorado School of Trades, they have a standard issue gunsmithing tools that they give you as part of your tuition, and this was the set that I got in that. I have expanded this one since then, but so the set that this one is, they call it the starter set. So it wasn't quite as extensive in as a kit when I got it. For instance, the Torx bits were not here. Those I added on. The Allen wrench ones were here. The Phillips ones were here. And not quite so many flatheads were here. Like this area was empty, but these areas were full. So let's start with the screwdriver handle. This is the one that I got with the kit. I've been gunsmithing for over 13 years, and this is the same one that I've been using. This is the one that I use all the time. You can see it's held up great. It's still in fantastic shape. No reason for it not to be. It's got the standard, you know, hard plastic grip that, you know, everybody's used to, and it works. It works great. This one is the magnetic tip. If you don't like magnetic tips, you know, I don't know why you wouldn't, but some people don't. They do offer a clip-in one that has a little clip inside there that'll hold the bit in place. So, you know, it's a dealer's choice on that one, whatever one you like to get. So that's the handle that it came with. You will see in here, these are all add-ons. Different size flatheads, thin bits, extended Torx bits for scope bases. You never know when you need to get in there. Extended Phillips head, that's for butt stocks, or I'm sorry, recoil pads, to get in there and get the Phillips head screws out there. These two are 1911 grip bushings, one for standard and one for thin grips. So I got two of those. More Torx bits, more flatheads. They have specialty ones. Like here's a specialty one. This is specifically for Ruger revolvers. If you need to take apart a GP100 or something like that, you're going to need this one. It's a split flathead with a hole in the center. So you got to have one of those if you're going to get it completely apart properly without breaking anything. So that was my first set, and like I said, I've expanded upon this. Now the second set I got is their super set, and it had much more extensive flatheads, ranging all the way from these little small thin ones up to the big monster bits. I'll give you a better shot of that. There you go. Everybody can get a good look. Comes with, again, the same standard magnetip screwdriver bit. This one's got a black shaft on it. I don't know. They didn't stay doing that, but that's kind of interesting. And then it came with the little shorty guy. Oops. Yeah. Miscellaneous screws. It's also another great place to catch miscellaneous parts when you're taking stuff apart and you don't need that. But yeah, little shorty guy. And then I expanded it again with this one. This is they call this the Armorer's screwdriver handle. It's shorter, it's a little smaller, and it's actually pretty comfortable to use. I'm actually I like this one. Yeah, it's handy. Sometimes you don't need quite the long shaft. Sometimes you do. No jokes. No puns there. But yeah, sorry, messed myself up there. But yeah, it's really actually pretty handy. Between the two, I've got almost everything that I could need for working on guns. I did get the thin bit expansion kit. It's down in all of this. And that's the thing. I mean, you compare the Wheeler, okay, where that's the limit of what you get, where the Brownells, you have a huge variety of things that you can expand on to get to. They have all kinds of specialty bits. They have specialty bits for just about every gun manufactured out there, for Smith & Wessons, Colts, Rugers, Marlins, Winchesters, Remingtons, AR-15s, everything. They have, smaller kits, bigger kits. They have the professional kit, they call, which pretty much has all of the bits. I haven't bought that one just because I've already expanded these ones so much that I'm not gaining that much more by buying the master set, and I just don't need to spend that money on it. But it is a good set. Okay, so let's talk about some of the down and dirty differences. For one thing, Brownells bits, and if you can see it right there, if the reflection will cooperate, these are made in the USA. Okay, and they are really good quality steel. Now, like I said, Brownells will tell you that their bits are designed to break, particularly thin ones. Okay? Oh, that one's not too thin. Let's find a thinner one. That one's... Here's a good thin one. Okay, yeah, there's a good thin one. Okay, can we see that? Is that coming through? Okay, so like thin ones like that, they're designed to break. Because you don't want to... One thing, when a screw has these thin slots in them, they'll goober up real quick and easy. So Brownells has designed these to break before the screw will. Okay? Now here's the thing. When you break one of these bits, okay, you don't have to fill out any paperwork. You don't have to mail it back to Brownells. All you got to do is call them up and tell them, hey, I've got screwdriver bit 240-3 and it broke on me. And that person will be, oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. I'm going to put one of those in the mail for you right now. And that's all you got to do. That's the outstanding customer service that you get from Brownells. They have a 100% satisfaction guarantee. And the reason I found this out, so I had like a handful of bits that were broken and twisted and all this stuff. So I figured, well, I got to send them back to get warranty because, I mean, that's what everybody does, right? Everybody's always, you got to send them back to get warranty. And So I sent them back. I listed the ones I'm sending back. I wrote down the ones that I wanted, which were the same ones that I sent back, and put them in a little package and mailed it off. And they sent me a check. And I called them up and I was like, hey, what's going on? I sent these back for warranty replacement and you guys sent me money. And she's like, well, you don't have to send them back for warranty. I'm like, you don't? She's like, no. So all you got to do is call them, tell them what you broke, and they'll send you a new one. And that goes for their punches too. It's a great company to work with. So like I said, their warranty is really outstanding. Their products are really good. I mean, like I said, made in America, good quality steel, better quality than the Wheeler Engineering steel, much better quality in my opinion. These are the sets I use all the time. This set, like I said, it sits in a shelf underneath the bench at the very back, collecting dust. Just because I don't throw things away. And there's no reason to throw them away. Okay, let's talk about real quick the difference between a gunsmithing bit and your average craftsman screwdriver. Okay? So, first off, you're going to look at the shape. It's all squared up. It comes to a more abrupt tip. Okay? Your average screw for gunsmithing is a square cut, not a wedge. Whereas a lot of your woodworking flatheads, which I don't even know if anybody uses flatheads in woodworking anymore. I sure as hell don't. They have more of a wedge cut. And you'll see, this is your good old-fashioned Craftsman. Look at that wedge cut. Yep. That will goober up a head of a screw every single time. Okay? Not only that, it's got a wedge shape here. If you want to ruin the screws on your guns, go ahead and use your good old Craftsman screwdrivers. If you want to protect them, get some good quality screwdriver bits. Get the Wheeler Engineering ones if you're only doing it once in a while. If you're thinking about doing this professionally, invest in the Brownells. They're not that much more, and you can expand as you go, and it's just a much better product and with much better customer service. Okay? So that pretty much covers the screwdriver bits. As far as brands, you can go on to Brownells websites and you can see all of the specific, like firearm specific bits that they have. I mean, they really have them for just about everything that you could possibly need. And they work fantastic. I really can't say enough about them. Full disclosure, this show is not sponsored by Brownells. I wish it was. I'd be happy if they would love to sponsor me. But it's not. I don't have any sponsors. I don't have anything like that. So, if Brownells, if you're watching, hey, give me a shout out. So, yeah. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this. I wanted to show you kind of the basic differences with the screwdriver bits from brands and to types. Again, I can't say it enough. Stay away from your Craftsman screwdrivers and your Huskies, your Cobalts, and all that. When it comes to guns, they don't belong there. They are the wrong tool for the job. The Wheeler Engineering, it's a decent set. I mean, for a $50 set, you get a really good selection of screwdriver bits. And they do have some of the gun-specific ones that are actually pretty decent. There was one in this one that you use, if you see my Smith & Wesson video for the trigger jobs, you see me use it in there. And that is actually one bit from the Wheeler Engineering one that I do continuously use. Brownells doesn't have a bit for that. They actually have like a complete screwdriver that does the same job. I don't know, I just kind of like the bit being in there. That way I can use the screwdriver handle that I'm always used to using. So, yeah. So what's coming up next? So next up, you're going to be seeing a video, the scout rifle builds. They've been on kind of hold and delay for a while. It's been a long time since I did a video on there, but we are making progress on them. In fact, here's one of the actions here. Ooh, look at that. We got the extended bolt knob on there. We're doing some machining. So I'm going to cover a lot of that in the next video coming out. I do owe you a final video for the Smith & Wesson trigger jobs. I kind of ran into a time issue on that one. I had to get the gun out to a customer. But I've got another one that I'm finishing up, and as soon as I get to the same stopping point that I was at, I'll do a video on it so I can finish that build up, and you'll be able to see how that comes out and everything. You guys really like that build. We're going to do another gunsmithing tool video. Next one's going to be on punches. We're going to talk about the various types of punches that I use, brands that I find that are better, brands that I find that are not so great, but they're good to have around just because they're quicker to replace. So, tune in next time. This is Scott with Dorsten Custom Firearms, your friendly neighborhood gunsmith. You all have a nice day.